Hello guys, this is your friend Shinobi Nexus 2.0 and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if powerful Naruto awakened his true bloodlines and created a Sharingan harem with Hinata, Ino, Enko, Kurenai, Tsunade, Mei, and Yugo, Part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic. Uzushiogakure was the shinobi village and capital city of the land of whirlpools. It's founded by a single shinobi clan, the Uzumaki, who uses to live in the land of fire and were one half of the Senmaki clan and the other half was the Senju clan. Ever since the age of shinobi began, the Senmaki clan had always fought against the Uchiha clan until some members of the Senmaki clan wanted to leave the land of fire before both clans ended up killing each other or another clan comes and wipe them out. However, the other members saw this cowardly and refused to leave, especially from the Uchiha clan, so the Senmaki clan divided into two clans. Those who stayed took the Sen part of their former name and they became the Senju clan, whilst the other who left took the Maki part of their former name and they became the Uzumaki clan.
The Uzumaki clan eventually became renowned throughout the entire shinobi world for their great fuinjutsu skills, to the point that it led to their destruction as during the Second Great Ninja War by the combined forces of Hoshigakure, Kusagakure, Takigakure, who were all jealous of Uzushiogakure as it was being called the Sixth Great Nations, and when they attacked there was also an unknown force, but those who survived the village's destruction scattered across the globe seeking refuge. However, just before the fall of Uzushiogakure,
the daimyo of the land of whirlpool sent his youngest
daughter Kushina Uzumaki to the Hidden Leaf village Konohagakure, the village that the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan created together, so she could become their Jinchuriki for the Nine-Tails Fox, because only someone with a strong body can contain it, and every single member of the Uzumaki and Senju clans had one, as they were the descendants of Ashura Otsutsuki, the youngest son of the legendary Sage of Six Paths, who was the first god of shinobi and the man who gave the power of chakra to mankind.
The history of the Assassin's clan within the village. Hidden in the leaves there was a small clan that was the same size as a citizen family, but they were a clan of assassins and their name was the Namikaze clan.
And this clan originally didn't have a homeland, as they were a wandering clan back during the clan wars, and unlike the larger clans, the Namikaze clan and a few other clans that were the same size didn't take part in the bloodshed, and instead just they focus on surviving though the clan wars. And the Namikaze clan way was by taking on assassination jobs to gain money, but they made sure that nobody knew that they were assassins in case anyone that they had assassinated had friends, family or allies who may come after them for revenge.
The Namikaze clan was known for their skills in both lightning and wind-style jutsus as well as time-space ninjutsu. They were just as smart as the Nara clan, who are well known for their high level of intelligence, and when the Senju clan offered them a place in Konohagakure, the Namikaze happily accepted, as they wanted to finally settle down in a good place to call home. There isn't anything about the Namikaze being a clan or a citizen family, or that Minato was an orphan who took the name Namikaze, so this is what the Namikaze clan are in this story, and also the Namikaze clan symbol is the Assassin's Creed symbol. In the Land of Fire there is a village hidden in leaves called Konohagakure, where Naruto Uzumaki, the Jinchuriki to the Nine-Tailed Fox, the Kyuubi, live and is hated. On October 10th, the day that Naruto was born, the Kyuubi had escaped from its previous Jinchuriki, Naruto's mother Kushina Uzumaki, and was destroying the village before Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, also known as the Yellow Flash of Konohagakure, sealed the Kyuubi with Naruto, his newborn son. However, what people didn't know was that over the 9 months that Kushina was pregnant with Naruto, the Kyuubi's chakra was merging with Naruto's chakra, and when he was made into the Kyuubi's new Jinchuriki, it caused something within Naruto to change and became stronger, granting him things that his parents didn't have. Bloodline releases also before Minato died. He also sealed the last of his and Kushina's chakra within Naruto in hopes to see him again when he's older, but because of the change with Naruto's chakra, Minato's and Kushina's instead just merged together with Naruto's chakra, giving him all of Minato's and Kushina's memories and knowledge, but all Naruto had to do was unlock them. 5 years after the Kyuubi attack, all since Naruto could remember from his earliest memories was that almost every single person in Konoha had treated him worse than dirt, and they call him things like fox, demon spawn, monster, freak, murderer. And when he was 4 years old, the women who run the Konoha's orphanage kicked Naruto out and said, "Demons don't deserve to be taken care of." 2 months after, Hiruzen's Anbu found Naruto living in a dark alley. So they took Naruto straight to Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, where he set up an apartment for Naruto to live at the red light district, and when the villagers would attack him, all Hiruzen would do was send them to jail for just one night and then let them go scot-free, because of the civilians' council would cause trouble for Hiruzen if he did anything else to them. But on Naruto's 7th birthday, a mob of villagers designed that they were going to finally kill Naruto. It all started when Naruto was walking home from Ichiraku Ramen before the 2 Chunin who were hired by the mob, and was promised if they bring Naruto to them they would promote to Jonin rank. So when they found Naruto and dragged him into a nearby alley before knocking him out, and took him to the mob who were in an abandoned warehouse, and once they handed Naruto over to the mob, them began to beat him brutally. As the mob attacked Naruto, something within him broke, and another thing awakened, and suddenly a bolt of lightning came down from the sky, hitting Naruto directly, as well as the mob that were surrounded him, and as the dust cleared, it revealed that Naruto is unharmed from the lightning. However, the people who were closest to Naruto wasn't so lucky, because they were dead and their bodies were completely burnt, and as for the people who abode further away, they had burn marks all over their bodies, and as for the rest of the mob, they just stood and stared in shock, and were also scared that if they did anything something might happen. But then something else surprising happened. Naruto stood up, and as he did, the mob saw that all the bruise and cuts they gave him began to heal itself, and soon not even a scar was visible. And then they saw Naruto's eyes, and instead of his normal violet eyes, they were glowing a almost white blue, and lightning was all around Naruto's body as well as coming out from his eyes. The mob then tried to run away like cowards, seeing that things have turned around for the worst for them, but the lightning around Naruto just shot out, hitting every single one of them and made them suffer before killing them. Then the lightning around Naruto disappeared and his eyes turned back to normal just before Naruto passed out on the floor. Within Naruto's mind, suddenly Naruto's eyes snap open and he found himself in a dark sewer. At first, he thought that the mob had thrown him down in the sewers to die, but just then he remembered what happened with the lightning and the mob. Then he fell to his knees crying and began to shout, "They were all right, I really am a monster." But just then Naruto felt something calling, so after a minute he decided to find out what it was, rather stay where he was.
After a couple of minutes of walking towards what was calling, Naruto found a very large room that had a cage with the symbol for seal on it, and Naruto felt what was calling him was coming from the cage, so him continue, and when reach he tried to see whatever was inside, but all he could see was darkness.
But just then giant claws came out from the cage and also hit Naruto, but him ducked just before they could touch him. Naruto then ran away from the cage and headed towards where he was before, but he looked back at the cage and saw 2 large dark red eyes staring at him, which froze Naruto in fear. "So this is my new warden, I have never had met any of them so young before," said the creature in the cage. "Who are you?" Naruto asked in fear. "What are you saying? Speak clearly, boy," said the creature in the cage, shouted angrily. "Who are you?" Naruto asked again, but clearer. "I'm sure you have already heard about me. I'm the Might Nine-Tail Fox, the Kyuubi," said the Kyuubi. "Wait, the same Kyuubi that attacked the village 5 years ago," said Naruto. "The one and only," answered the Kyuubi. "But that's impossible. I heard that the 4th Hokage killed you," Naruto said in disbelief. "Ha, no human can truly kill a Bijuu, instead you a lot just seal us," said Kyuubi. "Wait, seal you?" Naruto asked. "Yes, your 4th Hokage knew that he couldn't destroy me entirely, so instead he sealed me away," said the Kyuubi. "So does that mean that the 4th Hokage sealed you within me?" Naruto asked in hopes that he was wrong. "Yeah, 7 years your 4th Hokage sealed me within you to stop me from destroying your entire village," said the Kyuubi. "So when the villagers call me a demon, they were right," Naruto said, upset. "Ha, you wish you are not me, kid. All what you are is a vessel, nothing more," said the Kyuubi. But I just kill those people, Naruto said. No, they case your bloodlines to awaken when they were attacking you, so I call it self-defense, said the Kyuubi. Bloodline, s. Naruto asked confused. You know those special ability that some ninjas possess which is only within some shinobi clans, said the Kyuubi. Like that clan that all the members had white eyes, but I'm an orphan and clanless, so how'd I have a bloodlines, said Naruto. It doesn't matter that you're orphan brat, you still had parents, but neither of them had these bloodline expert. For your mother, she kind of had two of them, but they have evolved greatly within you because of my chakra entered your body back when your mother was still my Jinchuriki and her name was. Before the Kyuubi couldn't finish its sentence, Naruto interrupted. Kushina Uzumaki, your previous Jinchuriki, and she was my mother, Naruto said in confused tone. Yes, she was my previous Jinchuriki and your mother, but how do you know that? The Kyuubi asked curiously. I don't know why, but I just do. Like I know that Mito Uzumaki or Mito Senju was your first Jinchuriki, Naruto said, confused on why he knew things that he shouldn't know. Interesting, perhaps it has something to do that maybe, the Kyuubi said to itself. What are you talking about? What something? Naruto asked, wondering what the Kyuubi was talking about. Well, 7 years ago when the 4th Hokage sealed me within you, he also sealed the last of both his and your mother's chakra inside of you as well, in hopes to re-meet you when you are older. However, both of their chakras didn't stay in you like it should have. Instead, their chakras just merged your own, and this must be the side effect of it. You had gained both of their memories and knowledge, and the only reason why you are getting them now is because your bloodline had awakened, said the Kyuubi. Wait, the 4th Hokage, his name was Minato Namikaze and he was my father, Naruto said in shock. Yes, Minato is your father and the one who sealed me within you, said the Kyuubi. It's all his fault then, Naruto whispered. What are you talking about? The Kyuubi asked curiosity. The reason why my life has been so miserable is all because he chose to protect villager and condemned me to all this pain and sadness, Naruto said with tears going down his face. And what are you going to do about it? The Kyuubi asked curiosity. I'm done with it, all of it. Why should I be their punching bag? Why should I try to understand them after everything they done to me? Naruto said in anger. Ha, that's something I will like to see. Okay then, how about a deal? Said the Kyuubi. What kind of deal? Naruto asked curiously. Simply, I will help out in exchange you give me access to your senses like sight, hearing, taste, smell and touch, because it is really boring in here and I'll like to know what's going on outside in the real world, said the Kyuubi. You will help me in fights against strong people who want to hurt me? Asked Naruto. Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about, and you know that I'm not lying about this. If you have both of your parents' memories, you know I can't do anything to you even if you agree to this, the Kyuubi said, and made Naruto think for a moment, and with his newfound knowledge he knew the answer. You're right, it won't affect the seal or me if I give you access to my senses. There is just one more thing I would like from you, said Naruto. Oh, what's that? The Kyuubi asked curiously. As you probably know, I don't trust this place, so I want your help with my plan, said Naruto. And what plan is that? The Kyuubi asked even more curiously. It's a safeguard so that if this place ever tries anything against me, I'll have a place to go to if I decide to go rogue on them, said Naruto. If that's what you want, then sure, I agree, said the Kyuubi. Then we have a deal, Kyuubi, said Naruto. Kurama, my name's Kurama, said the now revealed Kurama. Okay then, Kurama, said Naruto. This may turn out to be interesting, Kurama thought. Konoha's hospital. As Naruto slowly opened his eyes and found himself in a familiar hospital room and was laying down on a familiar bed, Naruto realized that this was the hospital room where he would be taken to after the villagers' attacks. But just the door opened and it revealed the 3rd Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, who walked in.
Hiruzen Sarutobi was an old man with gray hair and brown eyes. His face is gaunter, and he has the wrinkles and liver spots. He wore a white haori with a red, full-length kimono that is tied using a white sash and the Hokage's hat.
Naruto, my boy, you're finally awake. I was so worried for you, Hiruzen said in a kind tone. What happened? Naruto asked whilst he rubbed both of his eyes. My Anbu found you unconscious inside a warehouse, said Hiruzen. Oh yeah, said Naruto. Naruto, there were dead bodies of villagers all around you and they were burnt to a crisp. Please tell me honestly what happened in that warehouse. Hiruzen asked serious. I can tell him most of the truth except for the parts about my bloodline and meeting with the Kyuubi, since I don't know what he may do to me if he found out the whole truth, Naruto thought to himself. All I remember was that I was walking home from Ichiraku Ramen before two men dragged me to a dark alley and knocking me out, and when I woke up I was surrounded by a mob, then all of them attacked me, then everything went dark and now woke up here, said Naruto. I know that the Nine Tails didn't take control over him or everyone in the entire village would have felt its dark chakra, so what happened to those villagers and why do I feel Naruto is hiding something from me? He would never hide something from me, he trusts me completely. I better place some of my Anbu to keep track of him just in case, thought Hiruzen. Hey Hokage-san, I don't feel bad or hurt, can I go? Naruto asked in a hurry. Yes, you can, Naru. Wait, did you just call me Hokage-san instead of old man? Hiruzen asked in shock. Yeah, you don't want to hear me call you old man, right? Naruto said as he put up his clothes. No, you're right, but still, Hiruzen said confused. Okay, I got to go, said Naruto as he rushes out of the hospital room. Now I know something wrong, I better order my Anbu to keep an eye on him right away, Hiruzen said to himself. With Naruto was running towards something. Every special place and away from the hospital because of two reasons. First was that now that Naruto has both of Minato's and Kushina's memories, he now where his real home was the Uzumaki clan compound where his mother grew up when she first came to the village from her home village Uzushiogakure, a village created by Hashirame Senju, the first Hokage himself, and was built into the side of Hokage Rock. And the second reason why Naruto left in a hurry was that now he know the truth. He didn't know what to think about the Hokage. He keep the truth about where Naruto truly come from. Why the villagers hated him so much and where he true home was. Sure, the Hokage protected him from villagers, but the Hokage never did anything to them and always told him to forgive them or try to understand them. As Naruto got closer to the compound, he ran past a couple of sakura trees, and as he looked at them he started to remember something happened that he wasn't involved in, and it was about back when his mother just moved to Konohagakure. She was bullied by boys in her class because of her red hair, and one day one of the bullies grabbed it and started to pull it, but Kushina had enough and started to beat up all the bullies, and Naruto's father, Minato, was watching everything. However, later that day as Kushina made her way home though the sakura trees, the bully who pulled her hair stopped her alongside his older brother who was a genin, and the older brother beat Kushina up and told her that the village will never accept any outsiders, but just like before in the classroom, Kushina had enough and started to beat the older brother up as well as give him two black eyes, and then she beat the little brother again, and once she was finished she looked up and saw Minato standing on a tree branch watching the whole event. But because Naruto now had all of his memories, he knew that when Minato was walking home he saw the brothers and overheard them talking about what they going to Kushina, so Minato decided he wasn't going to allow that to happen. But once he got to the sakura trees he watched as Kushina beat the brothers up. When Naruto finally reached the Uzumaki clan compound, he saw that it was the same size as the Uchiha clan and Hyuga clan compounds within large wall that surrounded the entire compound and haven't weakened over the years, despite no one has lived there and taken care of it. And as Naruto walked to the only gate, which was large and had no handles, but instead it had a seal which most cover it, but Naruto knew thanks to his parents' memories that the seal was designed to allow only clan members and other people who have been given permission from clan members, and all they had to do was put a drop of blood on the center of the seal to open the gates, and they only have to do that once because after they would be allow entry all the time. So Naruto bit his thumb hard enough which caused it to bleed, then he placed the drop of blood on the center of the seal which caused it to glow, then the gates open. Naruto then looked drop at his thumb, wondering where could he find something to cover it until it healed itself, but to his surprise when he saw that there wasn't anything wrong with it, like he didn't just bit his thumb and made it bleed, which made him wonder sure he heal fast before but never this fast, but now wasn't the time to think about it, instead it was time to see his home. As Naruto entered the compound, he saw that its entrance stands an elaborate torii with a bridge over a small lake, and its style for it was traditional fashion like many other clan compounds in Konoha. Think traditional Japanese style. It had the Uzumaki clan symbol on the inside of the wall that surrounded the compound, and most of its many buildings were built into the mountainside, and all the tiles on the roof of each building were red. It has been 1 year since Naruto obtained his parents' memories. Awaking his bloodlines and meet the Kyuubi. During that time, he spent most of his time at the Uzumaki clan compound, living without any worry from the villagers and training in different things like ninjutsu, fuinjutsu, taijutsu and kenjutsu, but he had no talent in genjutsu whatsoever. However, he was immune to all forms of genjutsu. Unsurprisingly, he possessed a massive chakra amount for being a member of the Uzumaki clan, a children of a Jinchuriki, and being the Jinchuriki for the Kyuubi. However, he also possessed a perfect chakra control, which be impossible for Naruto. But he knew why, because he was also a member of the famous Senju clan, who all naturally possessed perfect chakra control, just like how all the members of the Uzumaki clan all naturally possessed large chakra reserves. And the reason why Naruto was also a member of the Senju clan was because of Minato's father. Arashi Namikaze was the secret son of Tobirama Senju, the second Hokage, and that was the reason why Minato was allowed to learn the Flying Thunder God Jutsu, unlike many other shinobi. Yes, the name that many people thought the fourth Hokage's name was, until it was revealed to be Minato, and I'm using it for Minato's father name instead. Ever since the attack, Hiruzen had gotten suspicious of Naruto's activities. Back when Naruto ran out of the hospital, Hiruzen had summoned one of his Anbu Black Ops to follow Naruto, but by the time he went after Naruto, he had lost track of him, and as the Anbu Black Ops member went back to Hiruzen at the Hokage's mansion and told Hiruzen he was disappointed but understood how because of Naruto's pranks he pulled around the village to get some action, he also managed to get away from the shinobi who were ordered to catch him. Hiruzen then ordered his Anbu to keep an eye on Naruto, but after 2 weeks every single day when the Anbu Black Ops members went to Hiruzen and gave their report on Naruto's activities, Hiruzen found out from each reports, no matter who was ordered to keep watch of Naruto for the day, they all had barely seen Naruto at all, which only rose Hiruzen's suspicious even further and made him wonder where does Naruto go and spends most of his time, which none of his Anbu could find or even follow him. The only few times that the Anbu could keep eye on him was when Naruto was attending Konoha's academy. In order to become a genin, however, unknown to the Anbu or anyone else was that the Naruto they were seeing wasn't the real Naruto. Instead, it was an enhanced shadow clone, which are a more powerful version of the shadow clone jutsu that allows the clone to continue to exist even if the original was extremely far away from the shadow clone, and it can take a couple hits before disperse, unlike the normal shadow clone jutsu that disperse after one strong hit. However, it required more chakra to perform, and whilst clone attended the academy, the real Naruto was training in secret with Naruto. A 6-year-old Naruto was currently at the Uzumaki clan compound library, reaching any way that could help him get any stronger until he came across a rather easily method that Jiraiya of the Sannin, also known as the Toad Sage of Konoha, and Minato's sensei used back during his early years as a student of the third Hokage, which was just perform the summoning jutsu without having a contact with any summon clans, which will then transport you to a summon region that you have a strong spiritual affectation towards that summon type. So as Naruto performed the summon jutsu without having a summon contract, he got himself teleported to a very large mountain forest that had trees that were far bigger than other tree that Naruto had ever seen before. "Where am I?" Naruto asked himself as he looked around until he saw a red fox which was the size of one of the Inuzuka clan ninja hounds. "Who are you, human?" the fox asked curiosity. "A taking fox," said Naruto, not too shocked about seeing and hearing a taking fox after all knowing Kurama. "You don't seem too surprised about me taking," the fox asked curiously. "Well, I kind of already know a taking fox," said Naruto. Really, who? The fox asked curiously. I don't think you would know him, said Naruto. Try me, said the fox. His name is Kurama, said Naruto. Kurama, yeah, I don't know him anyways. Who are you? Said the fox. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Who are you and where am I? Said Naruto. Well, my name is Minos and you're at Kitsune Den Forest, but how did you get here, Naruto? Said Minos. I performed the summoning technique without having a contract, which brought me here, said Naruto. Really, well, in that case you better come with me to see Lady Konkon, said Minos. Who's Lady Konkon? Naruto asked. She's the head fox of Kitsune Den Forest, said Minos. Well, let's go and see her then, said Naruto. Naruto then followed Minos up the mountain, and along their way up Naruto saw other foxes that had blue and green fur coats, and some of them were even far larger than Minos. However, as Naruto and Minos finally reached the top, they then entered a temple, and as they did, Naruto saw a golden fox who was the same size as Kurama laying down on something that looks like a throne, which also had lots of pillows around it to make it more comfortable. Lady Konkon, I brought you someone to meet, said Minos. Oh, who is it, Minos? Said Konkon. This boy's name is Naruto Uzumaki, and he says that he got here by doing the summoning technique without having a contract with any summon clans, said Minos. Interesting, thought Konkon. So you came here through the use of summoning technique, said Konkon. Yes, that is how it happened, said Naruto. May I ask, why did you do the summoning technique in the first place? Said Konkon.
I was reading a book in my clan's compound library and I found out that man from my village called Jiraiya, and he did the same thing that I have done, perform the summoning technique without having a contract, but he was transported to Mount Myoboku where the toads live, and for the reason why I did it is because want to get stronger, said Naruto.
For someone so young and already desires power, why is that, if I may ask? Konkon asked curiously. Because I don't want anyone to ever treat me wrong again, said Naruto.
Who has treated you so wrongly, young Naruto? Said Konkon.
Almost every single person in my village, said Naruto. Why would they do that? Said Konkon. Because I think I'm a Bijuu instead of a human being, said Naruto. So you're Jinchuriki then, and may I ask which Bijuu do you hold inside of you? Said Konkon. I have the nine-tailed fox inside of me, but his name is Kurama, said Naruto. Kurama, how do you know his name is Kurama? Said Konkon. He told himself. We are friends, you see, said Naruto happily.
Really, you're friends with him? Said Konkon. Yeah, and Kurama has been helping me in my training as well, said Naruto.
Naruto, I have a very important question to ask you, said Konkon. Sure, what is it? Said Naruto. Seeing that you have affectation towards foxes and that you have befriended a Bijuu, how would you like to become our very first summoner? Said Konkon. Sure I will, but why me? Said Naruto. Well, many of foxes here want to see the human world, and because we never had a summoner, I think it is about time to do, said Konkon. Okay, then I will gladly become your summoner, said Naruto. Excellent, said Konkon. Then she used her tail to pick up a scroll that was behind her and place it down in front of Naruto. Now just bite one of your fingers and with the blood from it write down your name in the scroll, which will make the contract between you and us, Naruto, said Konkon. Naruto did exactly just that. He bite one of his fingers and drew blood from it, then he used it to write down his name in the scroll. And there, said Naruto as he finished. Excellent, now you are our summoner, Naruto Uzumaki, said Konkon. Great, I hope that we'll work well with each other, said Naruto. A couple days later, a couple days after Naruto signed the fox summoning contract and became its first ever summoner, he been planned to find a way to go to his ancestral homeland, the land of Whirlpool, to begin his plan to create a home away from Konoha, and with the chance that may Konoha betrays him, it may even become his true home. So he decided that his second home was going to be at his mother's former home, Uzushiagaku. And so Naruto had one of his fox summons go to another nearby village with one of his flying thunder kunais so he could travel there, and with the large sum of money that Kushina inherited and left behind in the Uzumaki clan compound, Naruto inherited it and used a bit of it to buy a small house from the nearby village and perform a very advanced store's sealing jutsu that is extremely difficult to use and can seal away entire buildings into a scroll, and it was created by the Uzumaki clan so Naruto seal away the small house. Naruto also changed his apprentice those seals that he placed on the inside of a white kitsune mask that he wore over his face, which changed his voice as well as his skin tone and hair color, making his skin a different shade and his hair pitch black. It's Menma's mask. He wore a poncho cloak that covers only his upper body. Whilst under disguise, Naruto also came up a different name to use, which was Zaref Otsutsuki, using the last name of his ancestor. Yes, I'm using Zaref's name from Fairy Tail. With his disguise ready, Naruto, with the help from his fox summons, Naruto managed to escape from Konoha and travel to the land of Whirlpool undetected, whilst leaving a couple enhanced shadow clone behind to take his place to keep up appearance, and when they finish whatever they needed to do, they can reseal themselves in a seal and be unsealed whenever they are needed again. As Naruto reached ruins of Uzushigaku, he saw the destruction that Takigakure, Hoshigakure, Kusagakure and the unknown force has done to it, and all of it was out of jealousy of Uzushigaku. And as Naruto walked around the ruins, he sensed that there was not a single person on the island, which was good, and soon enough he found a good place that wasn't easy to find and unsealed his small house, and then he took off the white kitsune mask. Okay, then all I have to do this place an enhanced flying thunder seal and I'll be able to come and go as I like, said Naruto. It's an enhanced flying thunder seal which was created by Minato, and the reason why he created was so that if he was ever away from the village and it got attacked, he could teleport back to the village straight away. Hey Naruto, there's something I want to ask you, said one of Naruto's fox summons. Oh, what is it? Naruto asked curiously. Well, as you know, you're our first summoner, meaning that my clan hasn't really traveled, so I was wondering if it was okay could the Fox clan kid and hang out here so that everyone in the Fox clan would be able to see the outside world, said the fox summon. Sure, I don't a problem with that, and besides it would be useful if you guys were here to keep watch over it for me whenever I'm not here, said Naruto. Really, if that case I'll go and tell Lady Konkon, the fox summon said excitedly. Sure thing, see you later, Naruto said to his summon as it returned to its homeland to inform its leader. Another couple months later, after placing the flying thunder seal in his other house, Naruto was able to teleport back and forth between Konohagakure and Uzushigaku whenever he wanted to, and with fox summons keep watch over Uzushigaku for him, he didn't have to worry about anyone finding his other house. Currently within Konohagakure, it was having a peace meeting with the village hidden in the clouds Kumogakure, with a possible alliance being formed between the two great villages for the first time. However, on the night that the envoy from Kumo arrived at Kano, it held a festival and the atmosphere was quite exciting. In a world where there was constant danger, it was nice to know that they had at least one less enemy to worry about and instead gained a friend in the process. While the villagers and the shinobi of Konoha were celebrating this major victory, the ninja delegation of Kumo were sticking to the shadows doing reconnaissance, which they were ordered by the 4th Raikage Yatsuki to scout out the security of the village and to, if possible, take any scrolls or techniques that they could get their hands on. Also, if they could manage it, they were to try and take an Uchiha or Hyuga child. The head Kumo Jonin were feeling quite bold and confident in himself. He decided that he was going to take a Hyuga and in turn the Byakugan, something that Kumo had been after for a very long time. Yes, I know the 4th Raikage last name isn't Yatsuki, but here it is and it's a clan.
The head ninja of Kumo managed to sneak into the Hyuga clan compound and abducted Hinata Hyuga while she slept, and as he managed to get out of the compound undetected, the head ninja of Kumo thought that he was successful in his mission to obtain the Byakugan bloodline from Kumo. Unfortunately, he did not account for a certain someone to be follow right behind him. Because years ago when Kumo tried to kidnap Naruto's mother for her chakra mold ability but SGE was saved by Minato, Naruto thought that Kumo might be trying something, as out of all 5 great shinobi villages Kumogakure didn't possess as many bloodlines as the others, so Naruto decided to keep watch over the head ninja of Kumogakure himself whilst having his shadow clones keep watch over the other Kumo ninjas.
Stop right there and hand over the girl. Surprised the Kumo ninja, immediately he dropped Hinata and took his battle stances, suspecting that he was surrounded by a couple of teams of Konoha Anbu. Instead he was met with the sight of a blonde-haired child. "Ha ha, you had me worried there, kid." The Kumo ninja laughed madly, but when he eventually stopped, the Kumogakure ninja thought, "However, how the hell did he find me so fast?" "I won't repeat myself again, hang over the girl right now," Naruto said in a serious tone. "Oh, what, just face it, kid, you got no change against me and there's no way I'm handing the girl over to you. However, sadly for you, I can't allow you to go back to your village and tell where exactly I am, so say good night, your brat," the Kumogakure ninja said as he pulled out a kunai and charged straight at Naruto, ready to kill him. However, just as he changed straight at Naruto, he wasn't prepared for Naruto's chains that came out of his back and wrapped themselves around the Kumo ninja and started to crush him. What is this?" The Kumo ninja shouted angrily at the fact that he fell into a trap at the hands of a mere child. "These are my chakra chains and don't try to use your chakra to break free from them, as they can also suppress anyone else's chakra," said Naruto. "Chains made out of chakra that can suppress anyone else's chakra? I've heard of this," said the head ninja of Kumo. "That isn't surprising after all, since your village tried in the past to do what you are doing right now, kidnapping someone who possess a bloodline," said Naruto. "I remember it was Kushina Uzumaki, the red-hot-blooded habanero of Konoha," said the head ninja of Kumo. "Correct, your village tried to kidnap her back when she was a child," said Naruto. "If you possess the same bloodline, then you must be related to her, right?" said the Kumo ninja. "Yes, you are correct, we are related, she is my mother," said Naruto. "But from our reports on Konoha, it said that she died during the Kyuubi's attack, however it never said anything about her having a child," thought the Kumo ninja. "Well then, goodbye," Naruto said as his chains increased its hold over the Kumo ninja. "Wait, don't," the Kumo ninja shouted in panic and in pain. "Sorry, but people like you who would kidnap children just piss me off," Naruto said as his chains crushed the Kumo ninja, killing him. After it was done, Naruto walked over to Hinata to see if she was all ready, and from what he could tell, she wasn't physically hurt. "Don't worry, it's okay, I'm not here to hurt you," Naruto said calmly. "Who are you?" Hinata asked, scared. "Just someone who's here to help now, then let's get you back to the village," Naruto said as he picked Hinata and they walked back to the village. As they were getting close to Konoha, Naruto stopped and put Hinata gentle down. "Here is as far as I can take you," said Naruto. "How see can I ever replay you?" said Hinata. "Just don't tell anyone that it was me who saved you, okay?" said Naruto. May I ask why?" Hinata asked, curiosity. "I would like to keep my ability a secret for a while longer," said Naruto. Naruto then reached into his pocket and pulled a small flare which he handed over to Hinata. "Count to 5 and use this, it will get people's attention and they will come here and will bring you back to the village," said Naruto. Naruto then turned around and jumped into the trees, however he didn't leave just yet as he wanted to make sure that Hinata will be alright, so he waited and watched behind a tree, and when Hinata used the flare he sensed a group of shinobi along with the Hokage were heading towards her quickly, and so Naruto used the flying thunder jutsu to teleport back to the Uzumaki clan compound. However, Naruto didn't plan for his attention to leave a mark on Hinata. After Naruto had saved Hinata from the Kumo ninja and thankfully for Naruto, Hinata had kept to her word and hasn't told anyone that it was him who saved her, just some mysterious stranger, which made Konoha wonder who
was it and why haven't they come forward, as the Hyuga
clan would be grateful to them for preventing their precious bloodline from being stolen from their clan.
And of course Kumogakure was angrily that one of their
shinobi was killed, and they denied all accusations of the kidnapping as well as demanded compensation for their shinobi's death, but Konoha told them that the person who killed their shinobi was not even be a leaf shinobi, and because they haven't come forward for the reward that the Hyuga clan was offering, they didn't know who it was, and so Kumo had no choice but to accept they weren't going to get anything for their shinobi's death. However, the peace treaty was cancelled, but thankfully there was no declaration of war was made between the two villages. That's right, Neji's father Hisashi Hyuga didn't die because of the Hyuga incident, but Neji will still hate the main Hyuga family for the way they treat him, his father and the other members of the branch Hyuga clan. Naruto at the age of 7. Naruto was training in taijutsu, but at a level that no 7-year-old should be training at. Whilst he had his shadow clones research
about taijutsu training methods and techniques for him, and during their research they discover about a legendary taijutsu master who fought in the Third Great Ninja War with his student, and that master's name was Chen. So Naruto visit the master's graveyard to pay his respect, and when he heard his stomach rumbling, so he took out a black box from the backpack he had on and opened it, showing a set of 6 onigiri. Inside 2 had pork meat with garlic and honey.
The other 2 had negi shiodare, and the last 2 had shio kombu cheese that he made for lunch, and as he was about to eat one he heard someone behind. It's Megumi Tadokuro from Shokugeki no Soma, 3 kinds of onigiri dishes. Hey kid, do you have another one of those? Said a voice. As Naruto turned, saw a short man sitting on the tombstone of the legendary taijutsu master. He wore a yellow jumpsuit with black stripes and open-toed sandal. He had gray dreadlocks held up with a green sweatband, and red square-framed sunglasses. He was missing an upper right tooth and sported a Manchu mustache and trimmed chin beard.
How did he get there without me noticing? Thought Naruto. You shouldn't be sitting on someone's tombstone, it's disrespectful, said Naruto. Oh, I'm sure he doesn't mind. So do you have another one of those? Said the old man. Should here you go, Naruto said, being his black box in front of the old man, who then took one of Naruto's onigiri, and as the old man took a bite out of Naruto's onigiri his eyes widened in surprise as he found it to be excitedly delicious. Damn, that's good, the old man thought. Hey, shouldn't you be in school or at the Shinobi Academy right now? Said the old man. Oh, I'm sure they don't mind me skipping a lesson or 2, Naruto said in a calm tone. Ha 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 ha, you sure must be confident if you think you can skip lessons so calmly, said the old man.
Sure, you could say that, but that doesn't mean I don't stop training though, said Naruto. That's good, you don't want to be your own downfall, said the old man. Wise words, said Naruto. Why, thank you. So why exactly are you here, kid? The old man said. Simply, I'm paying my respects to the legendary taijutsu master Chen, said Naruto. Not many kids know about him, said the old man. Well, whilst training my body I also did some research and found out about him, said Naruto. Oh, thinking that if he was alive right now you would ask him to train you, said the old man. No, Naruto simply said. What, why not? The old man asked curiously. From what I found out, he had a unique student who couldn't perform either ninjutsu or genjutsu, but that didn't stop him from becoming a shinobi who only performed taijutsu. However, the student died on the battlefield, and so if Master Chen was still alive I think won't take on another student, said Naruto. Oh, I see, the old man said, sounding a bit upset. And besides, if he was alive I would only ask for his advice, said Naruto. His advice? Said the old man. See, I'm trying to combine 2 different taijutsu fighting styles together, and I would have asked Master Chen how exactly would I be able to do it, said Naruto. I see, yeah, he would a great help with that, said the old man. So Master Chen, how exactly are you still alive? Naruto asked curiously, surprised the old man, who was actually the legendary taijutsu master Chen. Wait, how did you know it was me? The now revealed Master Chen asked. Simply, there was pictures of you in the books and you have barely changed your appearance at all over the years, said Naruto. Ha ha, you're really smart for someone so young, kid, said Master Chen. Why, thank you, said Naruto. Well, I didn't die, I faked my death and gave up being a shinobi, said Chen. Because of your student who died, said Naruto. That's right, it was my fault for his death, and because of it I decided that one who cannot use ninjutsu cannot truly be a shinobi and they shouldn't even attempt such a lifestyle, said Master Chen. He's riddled with great sorrow and regret from his inability to save his student, thought Naruto. Naruto then went on his hands and knees and bow at the legendary taijutsu master. Master Chen, I ask you for your advice, said Naruto. My advice, that's all, said Master Chen. That's all I want, said Naruto. How about this, whenever you need it I'll give it, but exchange you'll bring me more of those delicious rice balls, said Master Chen. Deal, said Naruto. 1 year 8-year-old Naruto. It had been 1 year since Naruto started getting help with his taijutsu from Master Chen, and recently he has noticed that the Anbu Black Ops have been spending a lot of time observing the Uchiha clan, and on a certain day and time almost the entire Uchiha clan compound was deserted, so one day Naruto desired to see where exactly does the Uchiha clan go, and so Naruto followed them to the Naka shrine. However, on one night Naruto was walking home from having dinner at Ichiraku, and so he decided to walk home instead, using the Flying Thunder Jutsu to teleport back to the Uzumaki clan compound, knowing that if anyone tries anything against him he can use the Flying Thunder Jutsu to teleport away. But as he walked past the Uchiha clan compound he noticed it far too dark and quiet, so he used his sensing ability, and to his surprise he found only 2 people. So as Naruto entered the Uchiha clan compound and walk
towards the 2 people he can sense whiles also trying to find anyone else, but as walk around a corner he saw why there were dead bodies laying on the ground everywhere, and then he heard a loud scream nearby, so Naruto ran towards it, which was where the only 2 chakra signature while also at, and he arrived he saw the Uchiha clan heir Itachi Uchiha standing over his younger brother Sasuke Uchiha, who was on the floor but from Naruto can tell still alive. Naruto, what are you doing here? Itachi asked surprise.
I was nearby when I hear screaming, so I came here to see what was happening, and to my surprise I find you covered in blood and putting your own younger brother under a genjutsu, said Naruto. I don't have time to deal with him, the Hokage and the Anbu Black Ops will be soon, I better just put him under a genjutsu just like Sasuke, thought Itachi. As Itachi activated his Sharingan he tried to put Naruto under a genjutsu, however to his surprise Naruto wasn't affected by it.
Why isn't it working? Itachi thought. Genjutsu won't work on me, Naruto said, shocking Itachi. Why not? Itachi asked curiously. I'll tell you later, but can you answer me one question, said Naruto. What is it? Itachi asked. Where is everyone else, as there is only the 3 of us here in the entire Uchiha clan compound? That's simply Naruto, I have killed everyone else, Itachi said, surprised Naruto. And why would you do that? Naruto asked curiously. Because I want to test the limits of my abilities, said Itachi. Bullshit, you ain't the kind of guy who would do something like that. No, there's another reason, said Naruto. He's very smart for his age, thought Itachi. If I can't use genjutsu to knock you out, then I'll use force, Itachi said before disappearing and then reappearing behind Naruto and placing him in a chokehold. However, as he did, Naruto used the Flying Thunder Jutsu to teleport both of them to one of Naruto's teleport points that was outside the village. What the? Itachi said, surprised, and though his surprise he let go of Naruto. There, now we can talk without any worry from the Anbu Black Ops or the Hokage arriving, said Naruto. What did you do? Itachi asked curiously. We all have secrets, Itachi, said Naruto. You're right, Naruto, I kill my clan for another reason, however I won't tell you as we all have secrets, said Itachi. Fair enough, said Naruto. Before I go, Naruto, there is one more I would like to ask you, said Itachi. What is it? Said Naruto. What would you do if you were given a great power? Itachi asked curiously. I'll use it only to protect myself and those who are close to me, said Naruto. Good answer, Naruto Uzumaki, you seem like a responsible person, so I'll leave something in your hands to keep safe, said Itachi. Like what? Naruto asked curiously. This, Itachi asked, handed over a small jar filled with a green liquid and an eye in it, but not just any eye, a Sharingan eye. A Sharingan eye, said Naruto. That eye belonged to a close friend of mine and I entrust it to you, so use it well, Itachi said before turning around. A word of advice, Naruto: don't trust Danzo Shimura, Itachi said before leaving Naruto. I know that the Uchiha massacre happened when Sasuke was 7, but again in this story it happened when he was 8. A couple weeks after the Uchiha massacre at the hands of Itachi Uchiha, with the only survivor was his younger brother Sasuke Uchiha, and Naruto being given Shisui Uchiha left eye, and so Naruto under his Menma identity had travel and found a skill medical ninja who didn't belong to any village and will heal or perhaps any service at a price, and Naruto was paid him to implant Shisui's left eye into him. So Naruto was currently sitting in a chair with his white kitsune mask off, but instead he had a dark blue mask that covered the lower half of his face. It's Kakashi's mask. There, it's it done. It may feel strange at first, but you'll get used to it, said the doctor. Thank you, said Naruto. Here you can see for yourself, the doctor said as he hung out a hand mirror over to Naruto. As Naruto looked at the mirror and looked at his reflection, with him now having two different eye colors, one was a dark purple with slanted, slit pupil, whilst the other was red with one black dot and 3 tomo. With this eye I'll finally be able to use genjutsu, thought Naruto. What do you want me to do with your original eye? The doctor asked curiously. Can you store in a jar like this one was in? Said Naruto. Sure thing, said the doctor. Should anyone rips out this eye from me, I'll at least have my original eye just in case, thought Naruto. As Naruto continued look at his new eye, he could feel that there was more, like he could push his eye belong what it currently was, so he changed more chakra into it and his Sharingan eye formed a 4-point pinwheel. What the? Naruto thought, surprise. The Mangekyo Sharingan, said Kurama. What's is it? Naruto asked curiously. It's an advanced form of the Sharingan that has only been activated by a handful of Uchiha, said Kurama. 5 years later. It has been 5 years since the Uchiha massacre at the hands of Itachi Uchiha, with the only survivor was his own younger brother Sasuke Uchiha, and Naruto receiving Shisui Uchiha left eye from Itachi before he left, and Naruto then getting it implanted into him. So over the Naruto has also been training on how to use it and to keep it hidden. Naruto placed 2 seals over his left. One was similar to his disguise seal that made it look like his original eye, and the other seal to be able to deactivate it, as all Sharingan eye implants are unable to deactivate. So with this seal it forces a deactivation and reactivate it. All Naruto has to do was send a bit of chakra to the seal which will deactivate it, and the eye will activate the Sharingan. This seal was created by Minato for Kakashi, but he died before he could give it to him. Naruto at the age 12 was currently outside the village by a beautiful lake that he found some time ago during his training, and he was sitting on a rock doing one of his most favorite hobbies, fishing, as he enjoyed the peace and quiet from it, and so far he managed to catch a couple fish, and as he was about to call it a dad and go back home to cook the fish, however he stopped what he was doing because he had the feeling that he was being watched by someone, and he knew that it wasn't one of the Anbu Black Ops shinobi, as all of them thinking or watching he at the academy getting ready, as this was his and everyone who was in his class last year at the academy, as it the genin exams was fast approaching. Who's there? Naruto said, throwing a kunai at the tree where he was feeling being watched, however he still had the feeling that he was being watched. Oh, good senses, you have to be able to sense me, nya, said a voice, and found the sound. It was a girl. A girl? Naruto thought. Just then a girl who was the same age as Naruto walked out from behind the trees, and she was very cute, which made Naruto blush a bit. She had short black hair with split bangs, and hazel gold eyes with cat-like pupils. She wore black kimono, a yellow obi, whilst being footless. It's a young Kuroka from high school DxD, and she's isn't a neko mate in this story, so she doesn't have cat ears and tail, but she does or will possess her abilities from DxD when she's older, and then she will look like what does in DxD when she's older. Who are you? Naruto asked curiously. The name's Kuroka Tuju and Unya, said Kuroka. Yes, I'm giving Kuroka Kaniko's last name to be her clan's name. Naruto Uzumaki. And what do you want? Said Naruto. Well, I was minding my own business wandering around until sensed a powerful chakra coming from over here, so I desired to investigate, and what do I find is Unya, Kuroka said, pointing at Naruto. She must possess a strong sensory ability if she's able to find me whiles even the Anbu Black Ops can't, thought Naruto. Kid, be careful around her, I can tell that she's dangerous one, the Kyuubi said in Naruto's head. Yeah, I can feel it too, there's something about her, Naruto thought. Kuroka then disappeared and reappeared right in front of Naruto, surprising him, and she was looking at him with a curious look in her cat-like eyes. So how exactly do you possess this level of powerful chakra like that, Nya? Kuroka asked curiously. I was born with it, Naruto answered, telling the half-truth. Oh really? Well, from what I can sense coming from you, there's something within you both powerful and dangerous, but that's not to say that the rest of you isn't, Nya, said Kuroka. She can even sense you as well, Naruto thought, whilst also being impressive by how strong Kuroka's sensing ability was. Yeah, I was right, she's a dangerous one, said the Kyuubi within Naruto's head. So what exactly is it within you, Nya? Kuroka asked curiously. Trust me, you don't want to know, Naruto said, jumping back a bit from the newcomer. Oh really? That just makes me even more curious, Nya, Kuroka said, taking a couple steps. Naruto. Well, you know, curiosity killed the cat, said Naruto. Funny considering that my clan has a strong connection with cats, Nya, said Kuroka, revealing a little about herself. Like the Inuzuka clan with their Ninken, Naruto thought, thinking about the annoying guy who had a puppy with him in Naruto's class back at the academy. The way you're acting is making me even more curious about what exactly is within you, so if you ain't going to tell willingly, all will find out another way, Kuroka said in serious tone. Trust me, you don't want pick a fight with me, Naruto said also in a serious tone. Oh, who said anything about fighting, Nya? Kuroka said, confusing Naruto. Then what do you mean? Naruto asked curiously. This, Kuroka whispered before she disappeared and reappeared right in front of Naruto and grabbed his shirt, and Kuroka did something that took Naruto by surprise. Kuroka kissed Naruto on the lips, and this wasn't your ordinary everyday kiss on the cheek or a quick and simple kiss on the lips. This was an open your mouth so our tongues can play kind of a kiss. Naruto, of course, had been so shocked by what had happened that he didn't know what to do, and by the time he realized what was going on, his brain went on shutdown mode because of Kuroka's kiss. Eventually, Kuroka released Naruto from her lip lock, although still held onto his. So that's what inside of you, Nya, said Kuroka. You found out just by a kiss, said Naruto. I was able to sense its power more clearly that way, Nya, said Kuroka. I see, I'm guessing by connecting your chakra with my lip touch, said Naruto. Yeah, exactly, however that's not all I discover, Nya, said Kuroka. Oh, what else? Naruto asked, but he already knew the answer. You possess so many bloodlines, I never heard of anyone having that many, Nya. Well, I'm unique, said Naruto. Why, you are Naruto Uzumaki, Nya, Kuroka said, letting go of Naruto and started to walk away from him. So unique that I may actually visit Konoha to see you again, Nya, said Kuroka. And why exactly would you want to visit at me, said Naruto. I'm a member of a clan, and like many other clans we seek to gain more power though obtaining jutsus or bloodlines, and you're a gold mine of bloodlines, so I most likely visit Konoha to see you again to obtain them, Nya, said Kuroka. Wait, when you say obtain you mean? Naruto didn't finish his sentence as he blushed greatly. Yeah, that's right, me bearing your children so that my clan will possess all of your bloodlines, and my own family would be greatly respected within the clan for obtain that many bloodlines, Nya, said Kuroka. Well, see you soon, Naruto-kun, Nya, Kuroka said before she vanished. Well, that just happened, Naruto said to himself. Naruto's hair was in a shaggy style similar to Minato's hair, but his bright blonde hair that he got from Minato had turned into a more lighter blonde. His dark purple eyes had become slanted with slit-pupilled, which caused many villagers and shinobis to wonder had the Kyuubi taken over him, but the reason for it was because of the deal that Naruto made with the Kyuubi caused them to become like that. He was now 5'4" tall, one of the talls in his class at the academy. Because of all his training and now having a good food supply, his body is relatively muscular, possessing an array of well-developed abdominal muscle. Naruto's body is like Meliodas from the Seven Deadly Sins. He wore a simple dark red long-sleeved shirt that had a V-neck and a black jacket. To honor his clan, he had a dog tag around his neck and that the symbol for the Uzumaki clan on it. He wore cream color pants, black boots, black fingerless gloves. He wears a pair of brown leather belts with a black bladed katana in a white sheath and a brown shuriken holster. And he also has a couple of seals on his body besides the one that keeps the Kyuubi within him, which he kept hidden to avoid anyone getting suspicious. One was designed to stop the Hyuga clan bloodline, the Byakugan being able to see their chakra network so they can't close them. It was similar to the seal that stopped anyone with the Byakugan to see inside the Uzumaki clan compound, and other was decided to stop the Uchiha clan's bloodline, the Sharingan being able to copying any of their jutsus or techniques. Naruto found the blueprints for both seals in his parents' office, however they incomplete, but having both of his parents' knowledge, Naruto was able to complete both seals by himself and apply them onto himself as well. When Naruto reached more about his bloodlines, he also found out that his chakra natures that were lightning, water and wind, so he trained and mastered quite a bit of ninjutsu for each of his three elements, and the bloodlines that he possessed were the weather manipulation bloodline as well as the storm release a bloodline from Kumogakure, a village hidden in the clouds, ice release a bloodline from Kurigakure, a village hidden in the water, a new weather-like bloodline which call thunder release. He still had the Uzumaki clan chakra chains that his mother had as well, but now with him he was able to not just use them for sealing but as well as combat. Also he was able to create others besides chains like weapons, and Naruto found out that his Uzumaki and Jinchuriki had evolved. Now he can heal for anything no matter what it was, so Naruto gave his advanced healing ability a name which was body renewal. The Konohagakure Academy was located nearby the Hokage mansion and was where the children at the age of 5 to the age of 12 are taught and trained to become a shinobi for the village in order to protect it and its people at all costs. But before they could do that, they had to pass the Genin exam to see if they are ready or not. The exam itself is made up in a couple of different parts. First, a writing test to see what they know. Then a throwing test with both kunai and shuriken, a spar match against their instructors. Then they must perform 3 techniques that all academy students are taught in their 7 years of attending. First was the body replacement technique, next would be the simple clone technique, and then they must escape from a low-level genjutsu that one of the instructors would perform on them, and lastly for extra credit, and if they are able to, they can perform any kind of jutsu that they may know of as well, which mostly children from clans are children whose parents are shinobi but ain't from clans. But for Naruto, every time he had attended the academy, or the memories that he would received from his shadow clones, he hated it completely, because if it wasn't the instructors trying to make him fail on everything, or try to stop him from learn anything, which Naruto already knew about, was his classmates or any other students of the academy, because they all knew that they could bully him without getting in any kind of trouble with the instructors, and most of their parents even encouraged them to do it. But then every single one of them all stopped entirely because of a certain incident that happened between Naruto, a enhanced shadow clone jutsu, and 4 other students in his class 2 years ago. It all happened during the break time the class, and Naruto was just sitting down in his normal spot, which was at the far back of the classroom and next to a window, and was reading a book about clans from other villagers that had special and unique techniques that uses his 3 elements, water, lightning and wind, but was interrupted when one of the bullies snatched his book away from him and began to mock him by saying things like, "What's wrong, you're going to cry?" And second boy said, "Nobody in the entire village cares about you and don't mind if we do anything we want to you." But when the third boy said, "Why don't you go crying back to your dead mother?" That was when Naruto finally snapped at them, and in that instant him attack all of them brutally, which ended with Naruto got his book back and left the classroom, whilst 3 of the bullies got hurt so badly that they couldn't be shinobi at all in the future, and the one bully who didn't say anything was lucky enough that he still could become a shinobi, but Naruto did broke his right arm, which stopped him from training for a couple of months. Of course, after the parents of the bullies all accused that it was all Naruto's fault and that he just attacked their innocent children for no good reason, expected for him being a demon after all, and then they demanded that Naruto should be kicked out of the academy and threw into prison for what he done to their innocent children. But Hiruzen revealed to them that there was an Anbu Black Ops member keeping watch of the classroom the whole time, but he didn't tell them the real reason on why they were, which were to keep watch over Naruto. So instead Hiruzen made up a lie by saying that the Anbu Black Ops member were there to keep guard over the future clan heads, which they all bought completely. And when the Anbu told Hiruzen the truth about the incident between Naruto and the other boys, Hiruzen however did punish Naruto for what he did to the other boys, because Hiruzen knew that Naruto chose to ruin 3 of the 4 boys' shinobi career forever instead of knocking them out like he did to the other boys. So Hiruzen had expelled Naruto from the academy for only 4 months. However, that just pleased Naruto, as it meant that he didn't need to create a shadow clone to go to the academy for him and receive the clone's memories of the annoying people at the academy. So as real Naruto entered his normal classwork and went to his usual spot, as well as ignore the stares that he got from the other students. He just sat down and closed his eyes and had a nap until the instructors arrive, and so he can finally being the Genin exam and be done with the academy once for good. Sasuke's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon, Sasuke Uchiha was loved by almost everybody in the entire village, and he felt that he deserves all of it because he was from the knightly and powerful Uchiha clan. However, one of the reasons why pretty much every civilians in Konoha worship him so much was because he was the last of the Uchiha clan in Konoha, all because 4 years ago when Sasuke was 8 years old, his older brother Itachi Uchiha murdered every single other Uchiha member including their own parents, and on that very night Sasuke vowed that he would get stronger so he could get revenge on Itachi for what he had done to their clan, and then he would rebuild the Uchiha clan stronger than ever before. However, there was one person who didn't give him everything of what he deserves, and that was Naruto Uzumaki at first, back when they all originally joined the academy 7 years ago. Sasuke I didn't care about who Naruto even was or even how strong he was, because back then Sasuke still had his loving parents and a caring older brother. But over time Sasuke did notice 2 things about Naruto, and that was his personality, his uncaring towards anyone or anything at all, just like his older brother does, and that when Naruto is asked to do something he will barely even try, and he would always succeed completely without any failures at all. And after the massacre, the similarities between Naruto and Itachi only angered Sasuke greatly. So then Sasuke thought that he would demand that Naruto will give him all of his secrets so that he could become stronger, but something happened that never happened before. And that was Naruto refused him, so Sasuke thought that he would force Naruto in giving him all of his secret. Because who can stand up to a Uchiha elite after all? But he lose instantly and every single other time since then, when he thought it was a good idea to attack Naruto. But his anger and jealousy towards Naruto only grew, because 2 years ago when a group of bullies desired that they were going to start on Naruto, but instead they all got beating up badly, and as Sasuke watched it happen he only thought of one thing, and that was to find out the secret of Naruto's power. Sakura's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon, Sakura Haruno was an average normal girl who was from a civilian family who had never had anyone from their family who became a shinobi, so if Sakura managed to pass the Genin exam she would be the first. The 2 main reasons why she joined the academy in the first place was because of her best and closest friend, and the person who saved her from a group of people who were bullying her only because of her large forehead was Ino Yamanaka. However, over the years they had a massive falling which ended their friendship, and then they became rivals for the attention from certain one boy that they both like, who was Sasuke Uchiha. The second release on why Sakura joined the academy, it was so that she could be close to Sasuke and hopefully become in the future his wife. When she first started the academy, both of her parents told her to stay away from another certain boy called Naruto Uzumaki. Sakura didn't know why her parents wanted her to stay away from him, but she assumed that they must have a good reason on why, so she did. But after seeing almost all the other children were doing to Naruto, it got her into being mean to Naruto as well, because if he's as a bad person from what her had heard, he deserves it, right? But she and every single students who pick on Naruto all stop entirely after seeing what he did to the group of boys, and it scared them all greatly because that could be them, and it was also how Naruto managed to beat all of them so easily and as well destroy 3 of them chance of becoming a shinobi for the village, and it showed that if they are not careful he could and is willing to do the same thing to them as well, so they all left him be since then. Shikamaru's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Shikamaru of the Nara clan, just like any other member of his clan, he had a high intelligence and a lazy attitude towards anything, which most people oversee his high intelligence because of it. His best friend was Choji Akamichi. They met when they were young children because of their fathers, who were good friends as well and were also teammates. Shikamaru and Choji would hang out every day, and when bullies would start on Choji because of his weight, Shikamaru would stand up for him because he is his best friend. Shikamaru knew that he had a good judge of character. So when joined the academy and was attending the class with Choji for the first time, that was when he saw at the far back Naruto Uzumaki, the person that he heard was very bad and that he should stay away from. But over the years Shikamaru saw that Naruto hadn't done anything wrong at all, and yet the teachers treated him terribly and even encouraged other students to do as well. However, there was one thing that Shikamaru was extremely jealous about Naruto, and that was when the teachers are teaching them something, they would just ignore Naruto completely and Naruto would just sleep through the lesson. However, 2 years ago, as Shikamaru saw how Naruto was able to beat up for the 4 bullies so easily and as well as destroying 3 of their chance of becoming a shinobi in the future, despite how the teacher had never taught him anything, and that was when Shikamaru realized why Naruto didn't try to learn anything in their lessons, instead just slept through all of them, or why he always looks bored like nothing interested him. It was because he didn't need to be in the academy, he was all ready to become a genin, and it was just wasting his time attending the academy, and so Shikamaru desired that he try to avoid any care of conflict between him and Naruto in the future. Choji's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Choji of the Akamichi clan has a very kind heart, and because of it he never wants to harm anyone if giving the chance or bully anyone ever, but he was bullied by a group of bullies because of his large bones. However, his best friend Shikamaru Nara stood up for him and stopped the bullies for picking on Choji for good. Choji's father Choza Akamichi, who is the 15th head of the Akamichi clan, wanted to make Choji less kind-hearted, but only for Choji's safety, because it can get him killed by his enemies on the battlefield. When Choji and Shikamaru first started the academy 7 years ago, Choji saw how Naruto was bullied so badly and he wanted to help him because he knew what Naruto was going through, but Choji was too scared to do anything because he didn't want the bullies to turn on him again for helping Naruto, so he left them alone but regretted it every time he saw it happen. However, 2 years ago something changes when the group of bullies started on Naruto again. Choji had enough and desired that today was the day that he was going to stand up to the group of bullies for Naruto, just like Shikamaru did for him all those years ago. But as Choji turned around to help Naruto, he saw it how Naruto brutally beat all the bullies with little effort like they were nothing to him, and Choji realized that Naruto chose to put up with the all harassment from the bullies all these years, and that was when Choji decided that he will try to become Naruto's friend to make up all the years that he chose to do nothing. Ino's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Ino of the Yamanaka clan was well known in her class for being a huge gossip, but it wasn't her fault because it runs in her family, because her father Inochi Yamanaka, who is an elite member of Konohagakure Intelligence Division, for his mastery over their clan's special technique which allow them to enter someone else's mind and obtain intel from them, so wanting to know everything about people was in her blood. When Ino first started the academy, she heard about a certain boy called Naruto Uzumaki and that he was a very bad person that she should avoid completely, so she did, but he was in her class, so she just ignore him and focus on what was important to her, and that was her crush Sasuke Uchiha. Because of her crush for Sasuke, she lose her longtime best friend Sakura Haruno because she had a crush on him as well, and so they became rivals for Sasuke affection. 2 years ago, when Naruto brutally beat up a group of bullies easily, Ino realized something. All the gossip that she had gathered over the years said nothing about Naruto being that strong, and all what she really knew about him was that he was an orphan. He was bullied by almost everyone in the academy. Sure, he always succeed in any task that was given to him, but being able to defeat 4 people alone, that was something else. And also he never look interest in anything, but yet somehow she never heard about him being that strong, and then she desired to find out more about the mystery of Naruto Uzumaki. Shino's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Shino of the Aburame clan is very quiet boy and also at times off-putting to some people, and just like every member of the Aburame clan, he was infused with a special breed of insects called Kikaichu that use his body as a net and feed on his chakra, living in a form of symbiosis. In return they attack and do other tasks as he commands, forming his main fighting style. As Shino started the academy 7 years ago, he felt something wrong with Kikaichu, like they were scared of something, and as he looked around to find what was causing it, and then he found out it was coming from another student whose name was Naruto Uzumaki, and so Shino desired that he would keep watch to see why his Kikaichu were acting up. Over the years, Shino had seen how badly Naruto treated from other students and even the teachers as well, but Naruto would just ignore them as always. But 2 years ago, something unexpected happened when a group of bullies started on Naruto, but unlike all the other times, Naruto fought them and ruined 3 of their chance to become a shinobi in the future, and after that just got Shino even more curious about Naruto Uzumaki and what was special. Kiba's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Kiba of the Inuzuka clan, a clan that is well known for their use of ninkin as fighting companions, and they are also well known for their wild and alone personality, also for their alpha complex, meaning they believe who is the strongest should get whatever they want because they are the alpha. Kiba adopted the alpha ideal completely, and so he trailed hard alongside with his ninkin called Akamaru. So when he started the academy, he wanted to show everyone that is alpha male and they should all respect him, but instead, most of them pay more attention to Sasuke Uchiha, so Kiba desired that he would prove that he was the true alpha male in the class, not Sasuke. However, Kiba knew that Sasuke is petty strong and there might be a chance that he could lose to him and he might get in trouble for starting a fight. Son Kiba picked someone else, and that was none other than Naruto Uzumaki, the boy that Kiba knew that he wouldn't get in trouble for fighting, and so Kiba and his friends began starting on Naruto. However, 2 years ago, when he and his friends went to Naruto to start their daily mocking, but something within Kiba started to feel sorry for Naruto because of how much bullying he takes in a daily basis, and when one of his friends mock his dead mother, Kiba knew that they had gone too far and he was about to put his foot down, but that was too late because Naruto had finally snapped and fought back brutally. Kiba then was about to stop Naruto, however, just as he tried, Naruto grabbed his right arm and he broke it, then knocked him out, and when Kiba woke up he found himself in the hospital with his mother Sum, his sister Hana and Akamaru, and from that day Kiba stay clear away from Naruto. Hinata's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Hinata Hyuga was looked down upon from the Hyuga clan because of her lack of self-conscious and strength. However, it never stopped her from trying to get stronger, so she closer to her hero, the one who saved her from the Kumo ninja, and throughout the years since that night she had keto her word and told no that him who saved her. When Hinata first started the academy, she extremely nervous and worried because she thought that the other children may treat her differently, so Hinata get kept quiet, but as she saw, however, her worries went away when she saw Naruto, but as she saw the way that he was being treated, she wanted to do something. However, as she saw that it didn't bother him at all, she kept quiet until he decided to do something about it, and she also admired him even more for being able to put up with it. When she saw him beat up 4 boy who had bully him over the years in the academy, she wasn't surprised as she saw him defeat a Jonin at a young age, and she believed the 4 bullies deserved everything what Naruto did to them. Iruka's page O.V. Wearing the same outfit from the canon. Iruka Yumino was a proud chunin of the Hidden Leaf Village before he became a happy teacher at the Konoha Academy. Back when Iruka was still an active shinobi, he would always get hurt during a mission, so Hiruzen decided that it would be best for Iruka if he becomes a teacher at Konoha's Academy. Because of his kind personality and his knowledge of facts, he would make a great teacher for the academy. The day that Iruka started his new job at the academy as an instructor, he found out three things. The first was that his former teammate and longtime friend Mizuki had also started working at the academy as an instructor as well, and the second thing was that Mizuki would be working alongside him in his class, which was great. But the third thing was Iruka found out about a certain student he would be teaching called Naruto Uzumaki, the host to the nine-tailed fox, the Kyuubi, the every same monster that murdered his parents 12 years ago. And like most of the people in Konoha, Iruka hated Naruto for being the host to the nine-tailed fox, and so he allowed the other students to do whatever they liked to him, be it bullying or just ignore him. However, 2 years ago, as Iruka and Mizuki left the classroom to get a drink of coffee, they both heard a lone scream coming from their classroom, so as ran towards it. The screaming had stopped, and when they opened the door they saw 4 boys at the far back of the classroom and were all knocked out, and Naruto walk out from the other door. Iruka found out it was indeed Naruto who knocked out all the boys by himself, and he wanted Naruto expelled from the academy, but the Hokage revealed 2 things. First was that it was the 4 boys who started the fight, and there was a Anbu Black Ops member who had watched the entire event and has been watching the class since it began. Then the Hokage began to tell Iruka how disappointed he was at him, because the Hokage knew that Iruka and all the other teachers allow and even encourage the other students to bully Naruto, and then the Hokage threatened Iruka that if he or any other teacher does that again, they would be fired and will not be allowed to become an active shinobi again. And so Iruka left Naruto alone just like everyone else. The normal page OV. As the 2 instructors finally entered the room, and all the students stopped talking immediately and waited for the instructors to begin their genin exam so they can finally become shinobi of the Hidden Leaf Village. Alright everyone, today is the day you all have been watching for to see if you are ready to become a shinobi for our great village, said Iruka, which caused most of the students to smile, thinking they were going to pass easily. Okay, let's begin the exams. First is the writing test. I will hand out the exam papers, and once everyone has one you can begin, said Mizuki. Just like what Mizuki said, he handed each student an exam paper and he gave Naruto his last. Okay, you all can begin, said Iruka, which they all did. As Naruto was doing the exam, he felt something annoying, and he knew what exactly it was. Someone was trying to cast a genjutsu over him, maybe in hopes to make him fail, but is unaware that he was immune to all types of genjutsu. However, whenever someone tries to use genjutsu on him, Naruto would always get an annoying feeling in his head, which basically helps him by alerting him that there's someone trying to use genjutsu on him. So the only question who was trying to fool him. So Naruto used his sensing ability to find whoever it is, and after a bit he found out who it was, one of his instructor Mizuki, which didn't surprise him at all because he knew Mizuki hated him greatly for being a Jinchuriki like most of the village, and also Mizuki took part in most the mod attack on him. However, he wasn't there when Naruto awoken him, Bloodlines most likely being on a mission. So as Naruto ignored the annoying feeling in his head and just continued the exam, he did wonder what was Mizuki up to, because he could get failed by Hokage if the Anbu Black Ops member that is supposed to be keeping watch over Naruto's classroom spot him doing it, and that just made Naruto curious. Why would Mizuki risk his job and shinobi career like that so he can annoying to Naruto like always? Naruto had finished the exam first and just kept quiet to wait for everyone else. So after a bit, when everyone else had finally finished, they all handed in their exam paper to Mizuki. Then Iruka told everyone to follow him to do the next part of the genin exam, which they did. However, just before Naruto left the classroom, he saw Mizuki looking at his exam paper, and Naruto could tell Mizuki had 2 things on his mind: anger because his genjutsu to make Naruto fail didn't work at all, and the other was wonder why didn't his genjutsu failed. Alright everyone, this part of the test is to see your skill with kunai and shuriken, said Iruka whilst he held both weapons in his hands. Iruka then walked towards a table and put the kunai and shuriken onto it, and then he picked a piece of paper with all of his students' names on it and a pen. When I call your name out, you will come here and use these kunai and shuriken and begin your turn of the test, said Iruka. Once Iruka began to call out each student's name and each of them took their turn at the test. The ones that had only civilian parents managed to get some of their kunai and shuriken to hit the targets, whilst the children with shinobi parents but weren't part of a clan managed to do better because they got training outside of the academy, and as for the children who came from clans, they got even better score whilst having only a few of their kunai and shuriken miss. Okay, next Sasuke Uchiha, please come here and put open the kunai and shuriken, said Iruka, and whilst all of Sasuke's fangirls scream happily the moment Iruka said Sasuke's name. Once Sasuke picked up the kunai and shuriken, he began the test. First he used the kunai and managed to get all of them to hit their targets and even able hit the center 5 times. Next he picked the shuriken and just like before he managed to hit all the targets as well as the center a couple times. Once Sasuke finished, all of his fangirls let out a lone scream and then began to praise him for his coolest, whilst all the boys just look at him with awe for his skill and was jealous because of all of his many fangirls. And as Sasuke walked back to where he was earlier as well as ignore all the stares from everyone, he then gave a look at Naruto, which basically saying, try to beat that loser. Okay, now the last is Naruto Uzumaki, said Iruka whilst he held in his anger. As Naruto walked towards the table, he ignored all the stares and whispers from all of the other students, and once he picked up the kunai and shuriken, he first used the kunai just like Sasuke did, and like Sasuke, Naruto managed to hit all of the targets and he even managed to hit the center 7 times, and as he picked up the shuriken and he also managed to hit each of the targets also as hit the center more times than Sasuke did. Iruka and all of the other students just stood still out of shock from Naruto's performance. Naruto, however, just ignored the looks that they were giving him and just went back to his stop next to the tree, but not before giving Sasuke, who was angry at the fact that Naruto best his score, with a bored look on his face that his brother always had on his face, and which basically told Sasuke how easily it was for Naruto. As Iruka got out of his shock, he then told the class to follow him for the next part of the test. As they arrive at the taijutsu training ground, where Iruka told them that they were going to do the taijutsu part of the exam, and then he began to tell that they will have to fight twice, and first they would have to fight another student. It was boys versus boys and girls versus girls, and after they have to fight against him or Mizuki. Naruto watched the fights between his classmates and he found them to be boring, especially the ones with a civilian child against another. They just acted like two normal children fighting, and as for the ones with child from a clan up against a civilian kid, they ended quickly with the person from a clan winning, of course. And finally it was Naruto's turn, and he was up against a civilian boy called Ginga Ramen, who looked overconfident, and as they entered the ring, the other boy told Naruto that he had been training because he wanting to fight him because he was one of bullies that Naruto beating up cousin, and he wanted to get revenge on Naruto for what he did. As Iruka shouted begin, the other boy ran straight at Naruto, thinking that with all of his training that he done, Naruto wouldn't be a challenge for him and he wanted to make Naruto suffer soon as possible, but Naruto appeared on his right side and then with one punch to the face which sent his opponent flying out of the ring. As Naruto just stood there looking at his now beaten opponent with a disappearing look on his face, and as Naruto was about to turn around and walk away back to where he was before, but not before saying, "Pathetic," to his opponent. And as for the class, almost all of them were shocked because they barely saw Naruto move from his spot, but there was Sasuke, who was both shocked and angered by Naruto's performance because it just showed how outclassed he was to Naruto. And as for the instructors, Iruka and Mizuki were shocked as well, didn't expect Naruto to be that fast and strong. However, for some unknown reason, Mizuki was equally angered by Naruto's performance as much as Sasuke was, or even more so. Okay everyone, after I take Ginga Ramen to the nurse office, we will begin the next part of the taijutsu part of the exam, said Iruka as he picked up Ginga, and then he did a hand signs, and in a proof of smoke Iruka and Ginga was gone. A couple minutes later another proof of smoke appeared where Iruka was, and as the smoke cleared it revealed Iruka. Then he told the class that he is going to read out half of the list of names that he has, and once he call out their name they walk behind him, meaning that they are going against him and remaining people who fight against Mizuki. Okay, now we need 2 lines, one the right side and the other on the left side, Iruka told the class, which they did. All the future clan heir and heiress as well as a couple of civilian children were in Iruka's group whilst Naruto and the other children were in Mizuki's group. Naruto was going to be last in his group, so he decided to watch the matches only to see if Mizuki had any flaws that he could use against him when it was going to be his turn, which did have. When he blocks someone's attack, he expose his right knee that if someone kicks hard enough it cause he to both fall and be in a lot of pain. Finally it was Naruto's turn, and as he walked onto the ring he saw the face expression on Mizuki's face change from the nice and happy teacher to a guy who wants to kill someone, and that someone was none other than Naruto Uzumaki. From the look in Mizuki's eyes, Naruto knew that Mizuki wasn't going to hold back against him. Expert for using ninjutsu and genjutsu, so Naruto decided that he wouldn't either, but the only problem was that Hiruzen and his men would see him far stronger than a normal genin and will demand questions about it. "Ready, Naruto?" Mizuki asked in a nice tone of voice, but Naruto could see though it. "Of course," Naruto said as he went into his fighting stance, which made everyone wonder where did he learn from, because it wasn't taught at the academy. Mizuki went first by running straight at Naruto at a Chunin level spend, believing that he would just be a blur to Naruto. However, as he got to Naruto and Mizuki sent strong kick with left leg to Naruto's head, but instead of making contact between his foot and Naruto's head, Mizuki just went through him, and then Naruto's image just faded away like a after image, which shocked Mizuki, but before he could even think about it, Naruto had appeared behind him. Naruto sent a powerful kick at Mizuki's back right leg, causing a lot of pain to Mizuki and making him to fall to the ground. Mizuki then sent his right arm backwards hoping to hit Naruto, but instead Naruto just grabbed it and used it to lift himself up, and then he did a swing kick to Mizuki's head, sending flying Abbott to the other side of the ring. As Mizuki picked himself up of the ground, he looked straight at Naruto with even more murder in his eyes than before, and he started to think how he had been beaten by someone who isn't even a genin yet, and also how to make Naruto suffer for what he just did to him. However, before Mizuki could do anything, Naruto appeared out of nowhere and punched Mizuki straight in the face, breaking his nose. Arrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr Naruto, this was just a friendly spar, why did you go overboard? Iruka asked angrily as he walked over to Naruto and Mizuki. It's not my fault, I expected better from someone who is a chunin. Naruto lying, he knew that no one in his group who was watching his match against Mizuki would tell Iruka that it was in fact Mizuki who went overboard first. And I thought that we only have to land a hit on you, which I did, but Mizuki just keep coming, said Naruto. There was no need for you to break his nose, Iruka told Naruto in a serious tone. Of course you wouldn't accept that because it came from me, but if it happened to any other student you would care greatly, Naruto said. Now Naruto, you that isn't her. Iruka tried to explain. You're just like the rest of this village scum, Naruto said as he walked away, leaving a shocked Iruka and Mizuki. Later, back at the classroom, as everyone was sitting down at their desks, Iruka and Mizuki, who had bandages in his broken, walk in the classroom after going to the nurse's office for Mizuki. Okay everyone, this is the last part of the Genin exam. When your name call out, you will walk to the room next door, and that is where you will perform the 3 standard jutsus. First, you will break free from a low-level genjutsu. Second, you will do body replacement technique. Third, you will do the transformation technique and change into anyone you see fit. And fourth, you will perform the clone jutsu. However, there is a 5th part, but you can choose not to do it, and it is that you can do any other just you that you know for extra credit in their exam, Iruka told the class. As Iruka began to call out a name, a student got up and left the room. A couple minutes later, they returned with a headband that Konoha's leaf symbol on it, and another student and did the same. After a while, some student came back with a headband whites, others didn't. When it was finally Naruto's turn, he did the same as all the other students. He got up and went next door, and as he entered the room, he saw the 3rd Hokage sitting down by a desk with 2 Jonin sitting next to him. Well, hello Naruto, are you ready to take the Genin exam? Said Hiruzen. Yes, Lord Hokage, Naruto said as he to the middle of the room. Okay Naruto, first let's do the breaking free from a genjutsu part of the exam first. Okay, Hiruzen said, receiving a nod from Naruto. This is going to be fun, Naruto thought to himself. As the Jonin on Hiruzen's right side got up and walked a bit towards Naruto, the Jonin then looked back at Hiruzen, who gave him a nod telling him to provide, which he did by doing the hand signs and casting his genjutsu over, but to his surprise it didn't have any effect at all. Why isn't my genjutsu working on you? I know that you ain't even trying to break free from it, so why isn't it working? Jonin asked Naruto, which surprising the other Jonin and Hiruzen. Genjutsu doesn't affect me at all, Naruto said, shocking all three men. Why's that, Naruto? Hiruzen asked, curious. I don't know why, it just doesn't work on me, Naruto said, lying. Well, in fact he did know why. Maybe it's him being the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki, perhaps, Hiruzen thought to himself. Anyways, let's continue with the exam. Next you will perform the body replacement technique with the chair over there, Hiruzen said, pointing at a chair in the corner of the room. Naruto gave a nod and did the hand signs and performed the body replacement technique without any problems. Perfectly perform. Well done, Naruto. Next, can you perform the transformation technique into anyone you want, said Hiruzen. Naruto did the hand signs, and in a proof of smoke, instead of Naruto standing there, it was Tobirama Senju, who had white shaggy hair and red eyes with 3 red marks under each of eyes and 1 on his chin, and was wearing his blue armor. He looks exactly like Tobirama Sensei did before he died, Hiruzen thought to himself. Very good, Naruto, Hiruzen said as Naruto turned back into himself. Now the fourth part of the exam is that you have to do the clone jutsu, said Hiruzen. Naruto did the hand signs and performed the standard clone technique, creating 4 more Narutos who stood next to him, which surprised Hiruzen as he thought Naruto would have a problem with this jutsu like Kushina, as there were the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki, meaning that they possessed a massive chakra amount. Now in the canon version, Naruto is unable to perform the standard clone technique because his chakra control wasn't good, cause he had massive chakra amount. Perfect job, said Hiruzen, and Naruto released the clone jutsu. Now I have to say, from the report about your grades at the academy and your scores in the genin exam, you have passed with flying colors. However, if you want, you can do the 5th part of the exam and do any other jutsu that you may know, said Hiruzen. I will like to do that, Lord Hokage, Naruto said as he perked his just you. I wonder what jutsu does he know, Hiruzen thought to himself, eager to know. Naruto also don't worry about any damage if you are going to use a destructive jutsu. As Naruto turned to face the wall behind him, he extended both of his arms and said, lightning style, thunderbolt, and suddenly in both of Naruto's palms was a large amount of electricity, and Naruto then fired it at the wall in multiple places. Hiruzen and the 2 Jonin just stared in shock from Naruto's jutsu, and as they looked at the wall they saw that it was in fact damage from Naruto's attack, which made them even more shocked because the seals on it should have prevented something like that, which only show how Naruto's mastery over the jutsu and his power. However, unknown to them, Naruto wasn't using his full strength. As Hiruzen stared at Naruto, his concern about Naruto grew even higher because the jutsu that Naruto had just used originally comes from the village hidden in the clouds Kumogakure, which made Hiruzen wonder, how did Naruto that jutsu? Naruto, how and where did you learn that jutsu? Said Hiruzen. Though research, I discover it at the library and I have mastered it as you have seen, said Naruto. I see. Well, any case, you perform it perfectly, so here is your headband showing that you are now a shinobi of the Hidden Leaf Village, Hiruzen said as he handed Naruto the headband, who wrapped it around his right arm. Thank you, Lord Hokage, Naruto said as he left the room and went back to the classroom. I have to find out what Naruto is hiding for the safety of the village, Hiruzen thought. Later, back at the classroom, after the last couple of students did their final part of the genin exam, Iruka got a piece of paper which was important from another teacher that was given to them by Hiruzen. Okay class, tomorrow morning I want everyone who have passed the genin exam to here for team assignment, but before I tell you that you can go, I announce who is the rookie of the year, Iruka said, which actually got everyone excited, wanting to know who it was. The rookie of the year name is Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka told, which surprised a few and anger Sasuke and all of his fangirls. What? Sasuke and all of his fangirls shouted. But Iruka-sensei Sasuke-kun deserves to that title far more than Naruto does, Sakura said, which all the other fangirls nodded their heads in agreement. Sakura Naruto got the highest in both grades and in score of the Genin exam, so he does deserve the Rookie of the Year title, said Iruka, shocking everyone in the classroom, except for Naruto. He beat me in everything. How's that possible? I'm a Uchiha elite. Nobody should be better than me, especially a clanless nobody like him, Sasuke thought to himself angrily. Congratulations Naruto, you have earned it, Iruka said before telling the class they can leave. At midnight in Konoha, almost every single Genin, Chunin and Jonin in Konoha was the Hokage mansion because someone had stolen the forbidden scroll of sealing, which contains many dangerous technique inside it. The Hokage had ordered his shinobi the scroll return and whoever have stolen be brought to him. Iruka was currently chasing someone though the woods who he believed that they were the person who had stolen the scroll of sealing from the Hokage's mansion. When Iruka finally caught up with who it was, Iruka was belong shock. It had to be you, Iruka, said Mizuki while standing on a tree branch. Mizuki, but why? Iruka said, trying to understand why would his childhood friend do something like this. Because I wanted more power and I have been promised it if I give them this scroll, Mizuki said with an insane grin on his face. Mizuki, please don't do this, think about our friendship, Iruka begged his friend. Friendship? We were never friends, I just use you. However, it wasn't until when the village denied me the position as an academy high instructor despite my performance in the test, and then you, Iruka, made the cut, only performed well with my assistance, and finally when Tsubaki chose you over me was when I started to truly hate you to the point where I wanted to kill you, said Mizuki. But Mizuki, if I was able to find you so quickly, so will the Anbu and they will be executed for treason, Iruka begged. Haha, you don't think I plan for this to be able to escape from the Anbu, Mizuki said. Mizuki, who are you working for? Iruka asked, wondering who was the mastermind. As if I would tell you, Iruka, said Mizuki, unaware that something appeared behind him in a quick golden flash. How about me then, sensei? The person behind Mizuki asked, which surprised Mizuki, and as he turned around to see who it was Naruto, who then punched him in the face, damaging his nose even more, and was strong enough to send Mizuki flying to the ground. Why's the demon brat here? Mizuki thought, angry. Naruto, what are you doing here? It's too dangerous for you, Iruka asked, wondering why Naruto was here. Doing one of my duties as a shinobi of the leaf, stopping this traitor from stealing the scroll of sealing, Naruto said. Naruto, I'm trying to convince Mizuki to return back to the village without the need of bloodshed, Iruka said, hoping to avoid any fighting. He's a traitor to the Hidden Leaf village and so he will be punished accordingly, Naruto said in a serious tone. Haha, you think you can kill me, you demon brat? Why? Because you somehow managed to be the Rookie of the Year. Don't think that title makes you a great ninja, it takes power to be that, Mizuki said, sounding like a madman. For once I agree with you, sensei, Naruto said, shocking both Iruka and Mizuki. Didn't expect that kind answer, Mizuki thought to himself, but then he realized something that could be fun for him. Hey brat, have you ever wondered why everyone in the village hates you so much and call you a demon, said Mizuki. Mizuki, don't do it, it's forbidden to speak about it, Iruka shouted, trying to stop Mizuki from revealing the secret about Naruto. I think it's about damn time that the brat finally know the truth. So Naruto, it was because on the night that Kyuubi's attack on the village the fourth Hokage defeated it by, before Mizuki could finish he was interrupted by Naruto. Sealing it within me, which made me its Jinchuriki, Naruto said, shocking both Iruka and Mizuki that he knew the truth. Naruto, how did you find out about that? Iruka asked, wondering how Naruto discovered about the Kyuubi being inside of him. For a village filled with ninjas, you are terrible at keeping secrets, Naruto said, lying, not wanting people know that he has talked with the Kyuubi or they will cause even more problems for him. It doesn't matter, I'm just going kill both of you two, and when the Anbu arrive here I will say that it was the demon who stole the scroll and kill you, Iruka, and then I will say that when I arrive here and saw you dead on the floor I had no choice but to kill the demon, which the village will celebrate and thank me greatly for, and no doubt will make me the next Hokage after the old man finally dies, said Mizuki. How far has he gone and how didn't I notice this sooner? Iruka thought to himself. You're more delusional than I thought, Naruto said. Why's that, you little demon? Mizuki asked whilst being called delusional by a brat. Because you ain't calendar of killing me, Naruto said in a serious and cold tone. I'll show you, little fox demon. Mizuki shouted angrily as he grabbed one of his Fuma shuriken of his back and threw it as hard as he can at Naruto. Naruto, move! Iruka shouted, hoping that Naruto would do. However, Naruto didn't move at all, but instead he just caught it between two of his fingers and thumbs with ease, which shocked Mizuki. You call that a throw? Naruto said in a mocking tone, then he threw it back at Mizuki faster. Mizuki managed to avoid it, but he did get a deep cut on his leg. AWWWWW. Mizuki shouted in pain whilst he held the cut on his leg. Disappointing, sensei. I thought you would be able to dodge that with ease, being a chunin and all, but I guess I was wrong that you were stronger, Naruto said, wanting to anger Mizuki because of two reasons. First was because of the way that Mizuki treated him, shadow clone, back at the academy, and second was because that anger doesn't always help in a fight. It can also cause you to make mistakes, which Naruto hoping for. Then he jumped off the tree branch that he was on and landed gently on the floor. I'm going to enjoy this, Naruto thought to himself as he lifted up his right sleeve and revealed a storage seal around his waist, and as he sent some of his chakra through it, and in a proof of smoke, Naruto was holding a black-bladed katana. It's Satsuki's sword in Kill la Kill. How does that demon brat know Fuinjutsu? Nobody at the academy or even the entity village would have taught him that, so how? Mizuki thought, trying to figure out how, as well as Iruka, who wondering how Naruto knew it as well. I won't be needing my Sharingan to beat him, thought Naruto. It doesn't. If you got yourself a fancy sword, it still wouldn't help you against me, Mizuki said as he began doing a couple of hand signs. Earth style. Earth and stone bamboo jutsu, Mizuki said as he clapped his hand against the ground, and suddenly 4 large spikes of earth came out of 4 separate directions from the ground and around Naruto, as well as aim right at him. However, they never managed to hit Naruto because right before they were about to, Naruto jump into the air, but Mizuki saw this and began doing another couple of hand signs. Earth style. Rock gun jutsu, Mizuki said just as he fired a bullet-sized bits of rocks at Naruto, which on its way only expanded even larger. As Naruto saw them coming straight at him, he then started to channel chakra through his sword, which appeared on it, and then he cut each rock that was to close him in half before landing back on the ground. What's going on? How is he able to avoid my attacks so easily? Thought Mizuki, because any other academy student would have been killed by now. Naruto then put his sword into the ground next to him and he started doing hand signs, and he then swung his head backwards and suddenly sparks of lightning started to appear around Naruto and he swung his head forwards. Lightning style. Lightning roar, Naruto said just as he let out a large lightning blast that headed straight at Mizuki, who just stood there out of shock as he watched Naruto's jutsu destroys everything in its path, even the ground. As the smoke cleared, it revealed scorch earth, destroy trees, and a badly burnt Mizuki who was still alive, but only because Naruto didn't use his full strength in his jutsu. How when did he get that kind of power? Iruka thought in shock. Are you alright? Naruto asked, looking at Iruka. Yeah, but Naruto, where did you learn that jutsu from? Iruka asked curiously. That's none of your business, Iruka. The Anbu Black Ops will no doubt be heading here because of my and Mizuki jutsus. Take care of the scroll when they do, Naruto said before disappearing in a quick golden flash. Moments later, after Naruto left, 4 members of the Anbu Black Ops appeared. Iruka, what exactly happened here? One of the Anbu asked, curious after seeing the damage. Where do I begin, Iruka?